Tonight's tactical enhancement is a hullabaloo. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 2400 points, and I brought out the dark-hearted boys and girls and whatever the hell else they have in there against dwarves, and we can't even tell if they're boys or girls under the beards.
No, you can't actually. I agree. So tonight we got some long beards. Big block of point denial.
Look at that nonsense. I'll take all day to shift.
Yeah, it's a bit boring, but I thought I'd try something. 2 units of Iron Drakes because they're good. They're both drilled, just so they can march around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Lord on a Shield Bearers. It's a model.
So I think he might be part halfling.
And he goes in with the Longbeards, of course.
Yep.
I've got some allies, and I've got a engineer. It's an expeditionary force. Got 3 expeditionary gyrocopters and 2 expeditionary cannons, which have the move and shoot rule.
Yeah, and the engineer has the M60.
The M60. No. I have another engineer with the regular forces. He has the Gatling gun.
Oh right, okay.
10 rangers with the works. They got hand weapons, throwing axes, crossbows.
Yep. All that fun and games.
Anvil Doom with the Rune of Adamite, so he has toughness 10.
Oh, does he now?
Yes, I thought I'd try that.
See, this is where you need wood elves.
With poison.
Yes.
Yes, it would hurt.
If only I brought them.
It's quite funny because you need strength 5 to actually do any damage or poison. He's quite susceptible.
That's true. Well, yeah, I do have them. We'll worry about that in a minute.
Yeah, I kind of thought you had poison. And I've got a BSB with he gives a unit 5 award. He's also got the rune of parrying, as does the general. They're not tooled up to kill dragons or anything particular. And last up, two regular gyrocopters with brimstone cannons. So it's 5 gyros, some scouts.
What do those 3 scout ones have?
They've got the D6 strength.
The Gatling gun, the long range piss you off gun.
And they can move and shoot. So they can move 20 and shoot.
Yeah, that
This is skill 4. These are skill 3. So these can't move and shoot. So they've all got quick to fire, so they can move without penalty and shoot. But because they're doing multiple shots, it's -1.
Alright, so all that fun and games. Alright, so that's rather a lot of stuff. Okay, well against that we have 23 of the Corsairs, because I don't have any tougher infantry. 2 units of 5 of the light cav that'll probably get eaten alive by everything that shoots in your army. 5 of the Cold One Knights with the banner. That means they get 3 dice to try and do their leadership test. What else have we got? We have a chariot. I thought I'd bring some different things that I haven't fielded very often. So that's why there's a chariot. And that's why there's witch elves that I don't field a lot. And I took 24 because, well, you want to be able to soak up some casualties. You need at least 10 to drag that fucking thing around. And I've brought the brig Cauldron of Blood, obviously, with the hag. There she is.
Oh, she's a pain, she is.
Yeah, she's annoying, isn't she? She's a priority target.
Very, very difficult to deal with.
Yes, and I put a 4+ ward save on that thing.
Yeah, I know. It's...
that.
4 ward saves are not good for me.
Yeah, and if I get the right spells off, then I can give this unit here a 5+ save. Then we have... let's see, did I mention the 2 bolt throws? I only have 2, because it stops me from being tempted to take 4 every fucking game.
I'll take 4.
No.
You want to do it.
No, because if you do that, then you automatically do it every game and it gets dull. I'd rather lose than be dull. Alright, standard bearer with some armour and some other shit. That's right, they've got the thing. The standard bearer has some pearl or some crap that means that they and the unit they're in are immune to psychology. I thought that might be important if I'm up against Dwarf.
Where is the battle standard bearer? In the Corsairs unit?
Yeah, that's where they're going to go.
I want to see you do some Blackguard and some...
Well, I don't have any. I deliberately didn't do it because it's meant to be a raiding army. It's themed, as I am wont to do.
Take a...
But it's 6,000 fucking points already. I don't need more units.
Yes, you do. You need some blackguard. I insist. I'll make you some blackguard.
I have.
You'll have to paint it.
I have an Empire army that I haven't even cracked out of the boxes yet, and that's not even all of it. There's another 3 or 4 boxes to go.
Oh,
I have to edit a bit there because I get your face in it, but I got the whole fucking army that I'm painting at the moment.
You might want to see what I look like, actually.
No, let's not do that to him.
Don't want to. No, I don't mind. If you want to show my face, you can.
I'll worry about it later.
I'm not stressed.
And
Okay.
we've got Elvira in at level 4 with a rod or something, and I think
a rod or something. Okay.
maybe a 5+ ward or some shit.
Does it vibrate?
Probably it stops her exploding, so it makes her explode perhaps depending what your reroll is.
Yeah, exactly. And what's in the little guy? The little.
Okay, great weapon. Plate, armor, and cloak. So the armor goes up to 3+,
Yes.
and a ward that gives you 5+ against strength 4 and less, and 4+ against strength 5 or higher.
Oh fudge! That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. And you've got regen on it, or just that?
No regen, but I did give him a healing potion.
That's actually not a terrible idea.
Yeah, plus D3. So if he does cop at one turn, he can get a bit of it back.
Yep. You take 3 wins, you take it back. It makes you like a 12. Yeah,
I'll probably get a couple back if I need them.
It's hard enough to do wounds too. The dragons.
Yeah. So I think he's got like 9 wounds.
Yes,
at
you
the
get
moment.
9, and you can give at least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You get 3 back.
So I don't usually go too bonkers with magic, but some things kind of needed, or you're almost squandering your initial investment. So I like to have more stuff on the table rather than supercharge any one particular thing. Although I refuse on principle to take the that dwarf engineer with his minigun.
I don't have the rune of accuracy on it, so he can't move and shoot.
So he can spray and pray.
He still hits on a 4, so he hits on a 3 at short range, and 4's on the long range.
That's sufficiently annoying.
You know, it's
Well, on that note, we're going to deploy, and we'll check in after that. Deployment is complete, and we have Dark Riders on the flanks screening some heavier cav. Then we have Witch Elves, and apparently you've got to put all characters down all at once, which I always seem to forget, which is very annoying, because I don't have anywhere near the number of units, because these pricks are all being deployed as individual units. That's 3 drops, that is.
2 more over there.
Yeah, 2 more over there.
And then I got 2 over there, and the cannon, and the anvil.
So you can see everyone heavy on my left flank. Bolt throwers up there. I've got some light cav over there to make a nuisance of themselves, and the general. He won't be there all day, but I didn't want to cluster everything all into one flank, and the general can look after himself against pretty much anything the dwarves have on foot. So that's that, and up against similarly heavy deployment on this flank. Look at that nonsense.
In column. Like the French, they're blue.
So they're going to go 9 inches up here.
And then another 9 inches when I anvil them forward.
Oh, right, yeah, because 9 inches is a long way for a bunch of dwarfs.
Very long way. How do you see that in movies with black men?
You know, they've gotten better, actually, with not being all totally racist or everything in Games Workshop. Now they have different skin colour tones you can do, but I'm yet to see a black dwarf. Anyway, on that note, 3 of the bloody things using their what's that move that get forward?
Vanguard.
Yeah,
we need to move 10 inches first.
That's right.
Normally you roll off if you've got, but then you don't have any.
Cannon, anvil cannon, engineer in the middle.
Toughness 10.
Toughness 10, yeah. Make it a complete waste of time to attack. Over there, we've got a cluster of rangers in the woods in skirmish. I didn't even realise they could skirmish. Set up in a way to get maximum shots out, presumably at them. And then we've got all these chaps enfilading their way up the woods in column. That would be interesting.
Well, I think we'd be coming out of column very shortly.
They might be getting out of there in a minute.
It's a big, nasty blue thing called dragon coming my way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, on that note, let's roll a dice. He gets turn 1. Obviously, the dwarves had a lot more drops, so I'm at +1.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Well, I can't fuck that up too badly. Where's my dice? There it is. True on the reroll. But anyway, for a change, we're going first. End of turn 1 for the Dark Elves, and guess what? We're coming right at them. It's usually the other way around. What happened? Well, after some mucking around, I decided to have this lot scarper behind the woods, so they're not as likely to get chewed up by that lot. They're probably going to go and start, taking shots at my bolt throwers. The dragon has made a beeline down that flank there, and he's going to get shot at by at least one cannon, and these guys are going to have to do something about it. On this flank, we boosted the toughness and whatnot of these guys by 1, so that's useful. Then we this is funny. We move these guys up in the flank as you do. You're getting ready to cross shoot. We didn't move the infantry as far as I normally would because I wanted to get some spells off. The chariot moved up. Then I cast the movement spell on the witch elves, which means that they can fly. And we hopped them right over the forest. Originally I was just going to push them through the forest and drag the thing alongside, but I thought, wait a minute, I can cast. And then I realised, well, this device here takes on the movement stats of the unit that's dragging it along, and only infantry can drag it along, and that spell can only be cast on infantry. That means it's a conundrum, it's self-contradictory, but we decided it's perfectly valid for them to flap around and haul this thing along behind them. So they jumped over the forest and dragged this thing around it with them. Figure out the logic of that one in your own time. So we've got a bit of a nice field of stuff here to try and work with, and we're a few inches further forward than we would have been, because otherwise we would have been just basically inside this woods. We did a bit of shooting and took 2 wounds off of this thing with a direct hit from a bolt thrower, and did the multi-shot with the other one and rolled a whole lot of fucking bullshit. Lots of 1s and 2s and didn't do anything to it. But I can't complain overall. I couldn't shoot with these guys because they were busy galloping. That's it. Oh, we tried to use the balance spell to give a 5+ war to this lot, and they're all crap. But all things considered, I can't complain. It's not a bad first turn. On that note, we will move over to the Dwarfs, turn 1.
Dwarves?
Alright, end of Dwarfs, turn 1. It was busy. A lot happened. Let's see. Some of it was pretty funny too. These moved up and tried to shoot before we realised that actually they can't move and shoot. They're not those ones.
Yeah, too much wine.
This thing decided to go gallivanting off at full pelt, 20 fucking inches, to try and snipe this lady here.
And she would have taken 3 wounds, but we're not sure about the rules, so you can...
Yeah, we're not sure if Lookout Sir works, because you can target her only instead of the unit, only because she's the closest target.
And I don't think you get Lookout Sir on... And that means she would have died.
Well, no, she had a ward save. She technically she should have had 1 wound left.
No, you didn't make any saves. You rolled a 1, 2, and a 4. Your ward save was 5+.
No, that was for
yes.
That was for the Lookout Sir rules, which we applied.
Yeah.
And then it went and blasted these guys.
Anyway.
But they're totally different dice rolls, seconds apart, chaos theory, etc., etc. Fuck it, she lived.
That's very good. I like it. Keep up your bullshit. I don't care.
The gyros, when charging into here, beat them by 1 actually, because none of us managed to hit each other in combat as well.
I beat you by 1.
Yeah, but that's all on impact hits. Nobody walloped anybody. And I keep forgetting that they don't get +1 to the armor for fucking being cavalry. It always gets me by surprise, that.
So
we had one of these do a fall back in good order, because they can.
Hit and run.
While the other one stayed in melee. So if I don't kill that prick, or this prick's going to charge in and do it again.
Yeah. Or do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so all that happened. What else? This was funny.
4 wounds off the cannon.
The cannon had to go at the dragon, and I bounced 1 with a ward, and then the others, these fellas here, just went hammering tongs at shooting it, and took 1 extra wound off between them, so that could have been a lot worse. And then
all these guys.
Yes. These guys decided they'd change formation. With the anticipation of this enormous motherfucking Death Star of a unit running away. They were going to run away around the forest and hide from the scared little girlies. Yeah. And they needed magical help to do it, and they didn't get it.
Alright, I'll come and fight you if it's...
Well, I think you're going to have to at this point.
I can still run away. I can run away.
Okay, you can run away. It'll be hilarious. And that's about it. Oh, and they did some shooting at this lot and killed a few odds and ends. But there's a reason I put the thing that makes the unit immune to psychology on the character that's in that unit, because otherwise I'd be in a spot of bother with these guys getting the shit shot out of them, being the ones given the sad task of running around in the open. It's like, come on fellas, you got cloaks, they make you harder to kill with shooting. Run headlong into the guns. Did I miss anything?
Nah, not really. It's all good. I think it's those silly girls in front of me with the stupid amount of tanks that's going to worry me.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an Alice Cooper song in this. Anyway, we'll check in at the end of Dark Elves turn 2. End of turn 2. It's been a bit interesting. What happened? We ran out of wine, so we're on to the beer. We moved the mage into this unit so that she wouldn't get fucked up fighting this guy. But that means that the unit can't march. I only went ahead 2 inches because that's all that was spare after I moved my character in. Moved this lot out and shot at one of the old school gyros that was here. Well, I say old school because they're standard gyros, even though they're the new miniatures. Not the fancy, we can move 20 inches and still shoot you gyros.
Yes. This is, I like these.
The dragon charged the first of the units of Iron Drakes, and they failed their terror test and fled. So they went straight off the table, actually, because they were up against the edge. We redirected and went into the other unit, who stood and shot, didn't do anything. He issued a challenge, as you do, that's the thing to do, but then we won by a lot, as you might expect. We basically stabbed, chewed on, clawed, jumped up and down on this one poor bastard who was just a champion. He's just setting out in his path to glory. He's gone now. And they ran away, and because they're dwarfs with short little legs, even my crappy dice rolls to pursue succeeded, and we got them.
You were in terrain, though.
It doesn't make a difference.
I suspect you're right. That's the only thing I could think of.
So where we formed there, he's trying very hard to think of a way of not being dead. I fired my bolt throwers at this thing, rapid firing both of them, and fouled up horribly. The first one just rolled crap. Which is to say, I rolled 6 shots out of habit, then realised I don't actually have that. I got to roll D3 plus 3. Rolled up 4 shots and then missed them all, even though I'd fucking hit them all when I rolled 6. But no, god damn it. Then the other one had to go. I managed to take 1 wound off. So that prick and this prick are still here. Now, I moved my mage forward, thinking that puts me within 15 inches. I can now get these guys to gallivant, as in their flying move again. But now I'm within 24 of that and managed to dispel, which wasn't hard because I rolled crap. I did manage to get this unit buffed to the toughness 4. That'll probably help with the mauling that's to come. But of course, I'm rolling absolutely dismally with this thing's magic spells. I've just been rolling crap on magic. So I've not managed to buff this lot yet. Now, what else? We won the fight against this. It took a wound and fell back. But it's causing a traffic jam. They're in the way of this. Also, this bastard here was within charge range of these. So, of course, I had to charge it. Didn't have a choice, so it fled. It stood and shot and then ran away. These guys are still in column. I can't do anything about them. That I think is about it. It's an awful lot of mucking around, just trying to get shit to work. Basically, some things are working. The dragon did a good job. Those light cavalry did what they're supposed to. This lot are a little bit closer, but not as close as they should be under the circumstances. But we keep pushing on. On that note, over to Dwarf's turn 2. End of turn 2 for the Dwarfs. And let me think what happened. Well, these gyros came barreling on in and just impact hitted the crews away from their bolt throwers. That was what was going to happen if I didn't get enough shots down to kill them. And I did a rather shit-house job of that, as it turned out, so they deserved it. These guys Now, let's pay attention to the skirmish formation here. Apparently, with skirmishers, if you set them up like this, then because they can all see past the guy in front, a bit like people shooting past each other in the corridor in the opening of Star Wars Episode 4, you can get a lot of shots down range, and it's all perfectly legal, because they've all got, if you set them up properly, they've got an inch wide corridor. They wasted 4 of the Dark Riders, and the last one decided that he was very brave and he fucked off the edge of the board.
Absolutely.
I probably would have too. Well, no, I would have run around the trees going, haha, you can't hit me here, but I look like I'm still fighting because I'm on the board of being cunning. He shot the shit out of these guys, but that's why I gave him a thing that means I don't have to do psychology tests.
Yeah, I did 6, killed 6.
Yeah.
It's still a lot though.
It'll add up. Give it a couple more turns and they'll be hurting. But they're really just there as a bullet shield for the mage. Over here, one of these gyros knocked a wound off of this unit. Over here, we completely failed to hurt each other again. So I pushed it back the chopper. It's now in the way of the witch elves and it can't flee. So we'll be killing that in just a moment. The traffic jam persists.
Has this got frenzy?
It does, but it's dragged along.
Is it an independent unit?
It's a good question.
Because that means it's going to have to charge here.
Well, it might enjoy that.
Well, I might not care about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting. I'll worry about that in just a moment.
In your turn.
In the meantime, we will check in at the end of Dark Elves turn 3, which will commence with taking a healing potion on the fucking dragon. Oh yeah, he shot at that with 2 cannon.
Roll the dice. Go on.
He shot at that dragon with 2 cannon, and one of them missed, and the other one...
No, they both hit. They both wounded.
Yeah,
and you made both your saves.
Yes,
armor saves, I might add.
Yeah, armor didn't even need the ward.
You bastard.
Alright, and we get 3 wounds back.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Right, well, the carnages are going thick and fast. Well, sort of, anyway. This thing went barreling on into a cannon. He got some revenge for getting hurt by it earlier. These guys moved forward 5, and we did a few things, actually. We tried to cast the movement spell onto these guys to get them into some sort of combat. But because they have to charge, that didn't work. We have to declare the charge before anything else, so they had to charge into that gyro that had blocked their movement. We tried to shoot this git here, but of course we've rolled absolute dog shit, so they blocked that. This had to chase the other gyro, which stood and shot, so he charged on into it and just smashed it on impact hits, really. He didn't do anything else to it, then got to reform. I did manage to move this chariot around the edge, past the leadership test for March, so we moved around. Stupid as well. These guys failed the test of stupidity, but the funny thing is they were so fucking close to the enemy, to our own guys, that they only could really shuffle up a little bit anyway. This lot smashed the other gyro with a whole lot of poison attacks on the charge in, and these guys didn't even get to finish it off with their own wacky sticks. So they managed to reform. So we've reformed, somewhat within charge range of these guys. Unfortunately for the chariot, that's not great. It's really not what we wanted, but that's what we got. This is a problem with taking frenzied troops. They just get baited all over the shop instead of doing anything intelligent.
And that's what gyro elves do.
That's right. It's ridiculous. But you know what? I hadn't used the witch elves or this thing in a very long time, and they look fantastic. Thought, fuck it, I've got to give it a go.
I agree.
And that was that. And we didn't have many other shooting because, whoa, look at that. They're dead. We did get the buff off on this unit, though, so they're toughness 4 again, and they're going to fucking need it. On that note, over to the Dwarves turn 3. Dwarf turn 3 has concluded. Let me see what's going on. That cannon there had a good old crack at him, and he bounced it. That's nice.
You saved again.
Yes, I did.
How many saves do you make? About 3 saves on him. So I've actually hit you a few times.
It's funny because the armor saves have meant I haven't done the ward save.
I've hit you. You did make a ward save this time. So
you've probably hit me 5 out of 6 times.
Yeah, if you hadn't made those saves, potentially. Let me just roll 3 dice to see how many wounds I would have done. I would have done another 1, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. You would be on. You'd still be a bloody.
I'd still be there. Yeah, it takes quite a lot to get those fuckers. He also threw a... Did you blast him like a magic missile or something?
No, I shot your Corsairs because your Corsairs are...
And they're thin on the ground, as we rather would expect at this point of the game.
Yes.
When I was doing this army list, I realised I was going to lose a unit. Either I'd lose the Witch Elves, which would be a problem, or he'd blast the Chariot, or that thing, or he'd just maul these guys. So what I tried to do was make it so that there was nothing that would... flee due to being shot at, because it's just guaranteed to get the shit shot out of you against dwarves. Well, no, I say that, but
I haven't got a lot of shooting.
It doesn't. Some seem to work when I'm shooting with the dwarves, so maybe I'm overestimating that. Anyway, so these guys came running out. They're going to get back in the fray as soon as they can. These guys, these gyros, peppered away at these.
Red Baron is going off.
Yes, chattering about. This prick, weirdly, he's not massacring your enemy near as much as he usually does.
I rolled 2 3s and need 4s to hit you. It's Rune of Bursting and the Rapid Fire. It's like 50 point. It's 45 points.
Yes.
Yeah, it's done nothing. We've done 1 wound.
All right. Now over here, this enormous Death Star charged the Cauldron of Blood, but because it's a mount. I challenged, and we managed to basically both do nothing to each other. But because I lost due to just basically the massive rank and file and standards of things, and I got pushed back. I did okay on the roll. But this is the thing about being baited. The general idea was always to charge them before they got to charge me, apply impact hits and everything, and crash in with the other cheeky babes. Of course, it didn't work because I got baited all over the place by choppers. So now, and then when they won the fight and pushed me back, they did not follow up. They're just sitting there. Because they've got a rune that means that I don't get impact hits, which means this thing,
is useless. Well,
if I barrel it on in, it's not going to get its impact hits of what, d6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. At -2 saves.
Yeah.
And remember, I have a +1 armor save, and I have a reroll failed armor saves on this unit cast by the anvil last turn.
Yes.
So if you go in, it's gonna be interesting.
Might have a bit of a think about what to do about that.
And which elves have to go in?
While I'm thinking about that, well, they do have to charge, yes. And so is the Cauldron.
Cauldron doesn't have to. It's not frenzy anymore. It's lost frenzy.
Well, I might as well put it in there because.
Yep, it can challenge out stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could back up. I suppose.
Where are you going to back up and go? Where are you going to back up?
Well, I get the other guys out of the way, back up, and then in like turn 6 or something, charge in. But that's just stupid. I might as well just get in there and fight.
I don't know how you. Yeah, it's that rune of hesitation is pretty good.
It's annoying. But anyway, I've got some things to think about with that, so I'll worry about that in just a moment. I've got to do some clever manoeuvring to set up for the long game here because we're going to be in for a multi-turn fight.
Get the dragon over here.
Oh, the dragon's got some shit to do in the meantime.
No, just fly the fuck over here.
And he has a problem with getting shot in the butt by
It's got 8 wounds. It's not going to die, trust me.
No, probably not, but he's got shit to do.
If he had made no saves...
We're going into turn 4. He's got plenty of time to clean up everything in your army.
Oh.
On that note, we better get into the Dark Elves turn.
Okay.
Alright, so Dark Elves turn 4. Good. We got these guys to charge in. They lost, I think, 1 guy in return in a challenge and then got pushed back. Just
3 wounds. I did the
Yeah, 3 wounds. Yeah. And I've got and there's just enough to take away the rank bonus. The dragon went and took out a cannon, so that was fine. These guys ran around the back. This guy charged. Well, he didn't charge, he went around the side to get a go at these guys. Now, I oriented these guys to be able to charge on in if the Witch Elves fled. What ended up happening was that I barreled on in, and because he's got 4+ save...
3+.
3+ saves, he's got heavy armour, shield,
plus the 1 from the anvil, and reroll.
Plus 1 from the anvil and a reroll from the anvil.
And I've got a 5-up ward, which came in handy.
So I threw a fuck ton of attacks. Did actually plenty of wounds.
Yep.
But because of the magical whoop-de-doo, nothing got through. Then he killed a bunch in return. That wasn't too bad.
I beat you by 6.
Yeah, it was enough, but I should have stuck around with at least one unit. But what ended up happening
Double 6?
is I rolled double 6 for fucking leadership and...
Double and an eye, which is enough to break
just
the
enough for the Witch Elves. So 2 units decided to fuck off on statistically improbable dice rolls. Well, when you add it all up, it is. So I only need 1 unit to stick around. So, and that's really throwing the game. 2 bad leadership tests. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know, because my fucking army standard's over there. Damn it. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that really fucked it up.
Yeah, you need to keep your troops together and keep your support together.
Well, I did have a fair bit together, but it's a bit of a traffic jam.
But it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's a learning experience. Like
Look, I mean, everything's a learning experience, but this is a lesson
this is one you don't
I should have not had to do because really that's just... Look, I mean, what can I say? I did a bunch of things right. Shaun's saying I should have had the dragon supporting them, which yes and no, but then you got nothing over there to keep them busy.
Well, then they can't do anything to you, anything to you either. So it's catch.
Well, true, but you end up with everything having free reign to gang up over here. It's a totally different game.
It's free. What are they going to do over here?
Yeah, those 2 units aren't going to do anything, but the cannon would be blasting away at these. These would have been blasting away at these the whole game. Anyway, it's a totally different game. The thing is, I had 2 big heavy hitters, plus I've got these guys ready to backstop them, plus I've got these guys causing shit, plus I've got these guys here, and it's all turned to shit because of 2 fucking lousy dice rolls.
Yes.
That's really annoying. Yeah, it's Warhammer in a fucking...
Warhammer in a nutshell.
Well, we're not playing chess. Shit happens. Now those dwarves will proceed to make a fucking big mess out of things, and I'll have to think of what am I going to do in order to reclaim some sort of decency out of what has now turned into a complete shit show. And on that note, over to the dwarves turn 4. Right, dwarf turn 4, and to no one's surprise, they went and cleaned up the cold ones that were behind the unit, behind the other units, the ones that fled last turn. They've killed them, turned around. Over here, these pricks have turned up to start harassing me over here. A few shots from over there, and it's whittling down this unit some more. I've decided not to accept defeat at this point, and I'll keep fighting for a little bit longer, which is ridiculous when you think about it. But I'm very annoyed that my carefully laid plan, which sort of kind of half worked, just bounced off entirely for no good benefit. It's very frustrating. So I'm going to try a few things and see if I can kill some other shit and bring it back to something resembling something slightly less than complete humiliation.
You have a dragon still. It's still pretty scary.
Yeah, that's right. I'll check in at the end of turn 5 for the Dark Elves. Alright, so let's see. The leadership failures continued. We tried to overcome stupidity here, so naturally we rolled an 11. I've just been failing leadership tests left, right and centre for the last couple of turns. We about faced them and we blasted this fellow with a magic missile, but of course, even though we got it off, I then rolled a total of 4 hits on 2d6, so that's pathetic, and only one of them wounded. This lot took some shots at this guy, didn't hit it, well, I didn't do much. Rolled crap again. The dragon beat up a engineer and killed it, so there's a 50-point guy plus a 50-point weapon. Better than nothing. And we turn to face the anvil for the last turn. So things are still proceeding to roll crap all over the place, although, as Shaun pointed out, it's hard to achieve anything when you've got so little left. On that note, we shall go into Dwarf's turn 5. Okay, end of turn 5 for the Dwarves. Now, most of them buggered off.
He's running away.
Yes, he's running away. Saw what happened to the last guy. Now, they charged the choppers into that unit, and the impact hits were such that they actually just brought box cars and smashed the
4 of them. I killed 4.
4 of the regular guys.
Did 4 wins out of 6.
In the fight, we actually did alright. We took a wound off of each.
We took 2 wins off the Red Baron.
2 wins off the Red Baron, yes. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to kill him because And I found out that you can't dispel when you're in melee. I've forgotten about that. Assuming that's correct.
Yes, it's
Shaun.
correct. It is correct. Now, I'm pretty sure when you roll double 1 for dispelling...
Which meant I couldn't do anything when this thing decided to go and just arbitrarily blast the... well, they're not there anymore, but the Dark Riders were there. These guys came gallivanting around, but we actually managed to stop them before... we rolled a dispel to stop that from getting into a point where they could charge that thing. Oh, wow. What a fucking shit game. In the fight, we're still there. The Red Baron decided to do the hit and run and fuck off, while the one who can't run away followed up, so I can't blast the Red Baron anymore, which is really sad. Yay. I was hoping to follow through and get him.
Yay!
We may be able to do something, but the odds are very, very slim. On that note, we're going to go into the Dark Elves turn 6. Okay, so turn 6 for the Dark Elves. This guy finally figured out what the fuck he was doing and decided to run away from that. The dragon charged in and just rolled a very little, to be honest. I rolled a 2 for the Thunderstomp. I didn't roll particularly well to hit. I rolled fuck all to wound. In theory, I've got enough stuff walloping that, enough dice coming out of that thing that I should be able to polish it off in a couple of turns. But I just rolled a whole lot of garbage again. Against this fella, it wasn't complete crap. I didn't roll brilliantly, didn't do any wounds, but he didn't do any back. I've really just got to get one wound off of that prick, and it's another, I don't know, 60 points.
20 points.
Yeah, sure. But I just can't seem to roll a fucking 6 to save my life at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, over to the Dwarves, turn 6. Okay, it's the end of Dwarf turn 6, and we managed to finally bash that chopper over the head and kill it. And I didn't manage to roll a single goddamn 6 out of a flying fuck ton of dice. I had 4 attacks, 6 attacks, another 4 on the stomp, not a single 6 to wound. Amazing. On that note, I've got... What have I got left on the table? I've got about...
You still got a fair few points.
Yeah, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got about 1,000 points left on the table.
Have you?
About that. I'm sure you got about the same. No, you got more than that left because...
I've got more.
Yeah. No, look, it's a dwarf victory.
Did I get a... Did I capture a standard with your... Yeah, I did. What capture the standard here?
You got the elf standard there. Over here, well, the unit's still there. Never really dropped the standard.
You lost a unit there.
But yeah, I lost a unit. A lot of things came down to a last dice roll here and there. So if you hadn't rolled box cars on the charge on these guys, you wouldn't have taken out that unit.
He would have run off. He would have hit the bloody.
No. I mean the Corsairs. So there's over 200 points worth you got there just because you rolled 6s at the right time. Yeah, I fucked up.
I mean, if you hadn't rolled, you lost combat. You lost combat by 3 or 4. Had you rolled higher, your wizard and your BSB would have run away, and I would have.
Well, I've got a reroll, and I've got a leadership 10 in the reroll, so they were doing pretty well. The odds of them fucking off were virtually nil. But on the other hand, the odds of 2 of these guys fucking off, the first of them was not great either. Look, I mean, I have to admit, I'm bitching about the dice because they did turn to absolute garbage in the last few turns of the game. But it is Warhammer. And the flip side of it is I took an entertaining list of stuff which I knew was going to be problematic against a bunch of choppers. And Shaun had told me he was bringing a bunch of choppers.
I didn't bring that. I brought 5. 5 is sort of...
Well, it's not 12, I'll give you that, but, you know. Yeah. How many do you have? 5?
I only have 5.
Yeah, there we go. So he didn't pinch my chopper, that's the thing.
I was just scaring you. And you killed my Iron Drakes for cheap. You ran one off the table for...
Well, I did throw a 500 point fucking dragon into them.
Yeah, but they failed the terror test. I mean, that's just like...
It's hilarious. It doesn't happen often.
Not with...
I mean, yeah, I slowed up the dragon by a turn. It sped up the dragon by a turn, because otherwise he would have taken one extra turn to do the damage that he did anyway. It may have mattered, maybe not, given that I didn't actually kill the end objective here. Now, one of the things that really made this game the way it is that Shaun put toughness 10 rune on the anvil.
The rune of Adamite.
Yeah, I've used it once or twice actually. It's hilarious. Right to the point where the other guy rolls a whole fuck ton of 6s.
Or poison, has poison. There you go,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Now, so I was thinking, I've got a pretty good odds of killing that, but of course I rolled a whole lot of shit for like 2 minis running and it didn't bloody work.
Mm.
So, you know, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, that comes down to dice rolls with the rune of Adamite.
Yeah, I don't trust the thing actually for that reason.
He would have died. I think he would have died quite happily. He would have died quite easily had I not had that rune on there. He would have.
Well, certainly, yeah. But, you know,
died.
if I just managed to roll some fucking 6s, I could have killed him as well. It's a bit like firing a few volleys of your wood elf with your poison arrows and just not managing to roll any 6s to hit. But yeah, at the same time, if you're relying on that, there's kind of at a point in things where you're relying on dice instead of tactics anyway.
Yes.
Because the actual original idea was that this dragon would just ignore that fucking idiot, fly around here, and one or both of the units would hold in the fight against this, even if they're getting pushed back a couple of inches here and there. And Mr. Dragon Boy would then jump in the back end and then have a good old fight.
Yeah.
But no, the girl said, "Oh no, we're scared of the beards and run
The
away."
dragon was too far away to even get into combat.
Well, yes
He was
and no.
over
Look,
here doing what the. I mean, that was going to take 6
I
turns to get
sent
over
the
there.
dragon around here, partly because I'd had too many other things over here, and if I'd sent any other unit up here unsupported, it just would have been wasted. It would have been chopped up.
Here's a tip, everyone. He could have sent nothing over there, and all my units would have been wasted and had done nothing for the entire game.
Well, no,
And then you would have had
You
weight
would have had,
weight of numbers on this side.
you would have had 2 units of the what are the ones?
Fire
Drakes
Drake.
that would have been wasted. The other guys here, these
What
Rangers.
What did the Rangers do? They did a few. They did
well,
nothing.
their job was to shoot up the deal with the repeat bolt throwers if nothing else got them.
Well, who got them? The gyrocopters.
The
got them.
gyros got them.
So they did nothing. They did nothing for the entire
Well,
game.
in the end, but that's not necessarily the way it would have gone. They also shot up.
Oh, they killed
the-
okay,
the-
they killed
the
your
Corsairs,
Dark Riders. Yeah, your
right?
Corsairs. Okay. No, they killed your
Well, they killed the
Riders.
Dark Riders, but
Yeah,
if I
okay, so
put the
they
Dark
were
Riders up here, it begs the question what the Dark Riders would have been doing, because they would have been crunched due to lack of maneuverability. Now, what you're saying is castling up, essentially, with elves, and castling up with elves never fucking works.
I've noticed
You've
that.
got to move around.
Yes, well, I keep telling you this.
Even
and
when
then
I
you hide in the forest.
even when I spread out, this concentration of force here still couldn't be entirely borne to bear because it's too much like hard work, too much of a traffic jam.
You've been waiting.
So there's
Anyway, the Red Baron. The Red Baron
Yeah, he
lives
fucking
to
lived.
tell another tale. Lives to fight
yeah,
another day.
lives to lie about his
Yes.
exploits once again.
Yes.
I once crashed my helicopter into some pissy little elves and killed them. I'm a hero.
Yes. He is a hero. The Red Baron.
But look, I mean, see, here's the thing, right? Anytime you take a list which you know is going to be super effective and refined against a known opponent, it tends to come out kind of the same. And it's a lot more fun to take something which is wacky and different, even if it's not necessarily going to be the most effective. Because this thing is cool and it's fun.
It is fun.
It didn't kill a single goddamn thing the entire game, neither did the other witch elves.
No, your witch elves were a bit disappointing today. I'm just like, you
look.
got 760 points, by the way.
Is that what I killed?
That's what you
Yeah,
get.
that's hilarious.
So, yeah. That's
Yeah.
how it's 2,400.
Yeah, you got about 1,400 all up. Well, a bit less. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's a couple hundred of which... there's a lot of if, buts and maybes. This is one of those games where a dice roll in here and a dice roll there made a hell of a big difference.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think you were going to...
Well, that's because you always like to say that you're the superior tactician and the dice had nothing to do with the victory.
No. It's... No, I'm not.
Now, the dragon actually did his job. His
I
job
don't-
was just to kill a bunch of shit over here. He took out 2 infantry units, 2 cannons, a character, and he would have
Yes.
actually ignored the character, come around here, quite happily bashed up these guys, if they'd actually been there to bash up.
He should have should have put them in the center and just fly around, and you had them. It's like, oh, yeah.
But the way that he went, I mean, he caught more cannonballs than I was hoping that he'd have hocked at him.
He made a number of cannonball saves. He failed a couple early, 1 or 2. He made 4 cannonball saves.
See, where he was on the basis that I could have a good fight, kill some things, and then if I was getting my ass handed to me and losing wounds all over the place, I could just hide behind a forest. But I didn't need to in the end. So this is the thing. Different dice rolls would have made a different game and different tactical decisions about what was or was not smart. With the dice rolls that we know we got, sure, it would have been great to have come on over here and helped out the Witch Elves straight away. But you never know what dice rolls you're going to get.
No, I think.
Are you speaking incoherently because you can't think of?
You have a tendency to split your forces.
Well, yeah, I do with the elves. I don't with the dwarves.
You have with this army. You put your general over here.
No, I do with the dwarves on a regular basis. Sorry, I split my forces with the elves.
The terrain was. I mean, I thought the terrain was great. Actually,
something
for you,
different.
It sucked for you because it really hampered your manoeuvring.
You
came down those strips. You didn't come through the forests.
I probably should have sent the. So what I didn't know was chariots have to take dangerous terrain tests even when they move at the normal speed. I thought it was only when they move at the double.
Just go through the forest. Who cares? If you die, you die.
Yeah,
if
maybe.
You don't, all of a sudden you're on my flank, and that could have made the difference in the game.
I had that thing on your flank anyway, despite the traffic jam. It's just that I needed one turn of the elves not running away to make use of it.
Yes, but they did run away, and we ran them down, and everyone died, and the dwarves were very happy, and they ate dried lizard skin.
Those 2
6 months.
failed leadership rolls. All I needed to roll was like a 9 and an 8, and only one of them had to pass. But the fact that they both failed at the same time basically just threw the entire game out of whack.
Yeah, but your dragon was too far away anyway.
But even so, I could have had the other units come back in. I had a chariot ready to come back in. I had these cold ones ready to do something somewhere. I had a whole lot of stuff ready to roll. All I had to do was have one of these 2 units stay in combat on a natural 8 or a 9, and neither of them succeeded. And that was the entire game just disappeared at that point.
Because you got to remember, you charged. Hang on, was it? It was you moved. It was my turn next. You had to survive another round of combat. So you charged me,
but if I had not charged you, you would have charged me.
Yeah, so that was the first round of combat. Then you had another round of combat you had to survive and not fall back.
But again, all I needed was for one unit to stick around.
For 2 rounds.
Which is okay. The odds are that would happen.
Well,
the way that this game works now, statistically, if you've got 2 units in combat with reasonably good leadership, the odds of them both fucking off is very, very low. Normally they just get pushed back a couple of inches and that's it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you lost by 6, so you would have had a good chance of falling back and...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wasn't deployed very well.
Good order. Had you rolled 6, you still would have punched through the cold one knights.
Yeah, the cold ones weren't positioned well, but even so...
You would have punched. I think you would have may have still gone off the table.
The normal elves would have been fine because of the angle. I'm not entirely sure about the cauldron.
Cauldron would have gone off for sure.
Yeah. Well, you can have
girls, but again,
feel free to rewind and make an assessment based on what it looked like back then.
I think you.
But the bottom line is I don't know. It's very hard work taking on lots of choppers in addition to ranked and file units.
It's only 5 choppers.
Well, it's only 5.
I have to deal with a bloody dragon.
Oh, diddums.
Yes, and then you've got your fast mobile Dark Riders.
Yeah,
yes.
They didn't achieve a lot today.
No, they didn't achieve it because we've dealt with.
Oh, the Dark Riders are great. It's just they did some shooting. They killed something. It wasn't complete crap.
And then they died.
Yeah.
No. Yes, the first
but
one. They didn't do
cheap.
anything. I just charged them and they died. Yes. Oh no, they didn't die.
No, they killed something before they died.
Yeah. Yes, I think they killed a.
Polished off a chopper.
No, that was the witch elves that came in to help them, and they killed the chopper.
No, I was talking about the one over there. The Dark Riders over there finished something off before
they killed a guard gyro
before they were slaughtered.
And then they butchered them.
Anyway, what have we learned?
Deployment is important. I think you need to learn to concentrate your troops a little bit more and take notice of terrain.
And next time you'll say, don't concentrate your forces so much.
When have I ever said that? No, seriously, when? I
I think probably when the Wood Elves managed to get boxed up and cornered.
try to take a list which is varied. I mean,
It was varied. I don't think it was an overpowered list. It was tricky to fight against. But
it had a bit of a. It's a lot of points. 2,400 is a lot of points. I mean, I was
not complaining about your list selection actually until my army decided to fuck off in that one turn and through the game.
I agree. I would complain too. I would write to. Yes, I would write somebody.